More time! Colors! Halt! Present! Halt!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I invite you to bow your heads as I pray. Almighty God and Heavenly Father, we gather to celebrate the great work of our Department of War maintainers. The dedication and hard work of these men and women posture us to send a clear and powerful message to tyrants, terrorists, and any other bad actor that fear and dread awaits any who cross our line. When we consider the domains where we operate, we are humbled. You stretch out the heavens like a curtain. You roll the seas at your choosing. You created terrain that only the bravest can defend. The best maintainers in the world are represented right here. They are the reason we dominate. They are the reason our operators are the most feared in the world. Collectively, we protect that wonderful thing we call freedom, not just for us, but for all who cherish it. Lord, thank you for these deserving winners, as well as those who pushed them to go further than they thought they could go. Please bless the food we're about to eat and bless our bodies to your service. I give you all the glory and praise, and I pray these things in your mighty name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
I think a bunch of you must have answered an ad once that read something like this: wanted, loyal and dedicated men and women willing to work for modest pay in austere conditions. Job entails enormous pressure with the future of the nation and the free world in your hands. You must display skills in every one of the following professions: plumber, electrician, avionics, metallurgy, welder, heavy equipment operator, technical writer, proofreader, meteorologist, troubleshooter, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning expert, and sometimes interior decorator. Mind reading and foreign language skills are desired, especially when deciphering operators' complaints or instruction manuals. Work involves long hours in dirty and greasy environments that can be blazing hot, freezing cold, or sometimes both. Most work will be accomplished behind the scenes, after hours, in the dark of night. Your work will be difficult and dangerous, but you will have the unparalleled opportunity to work with all of the other men and women who are crazy enough to answer this ad.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Steve Marani.
So I think Deputy Sec-Def Wolfowitz from 2001 pretty much sums up what you have to do every single day. I want to thank Chaplain Compier for that really thoughtful and inspirational invocation. I know that gave me some chills. A special thanks for another fantastic rendition of our national anthem by Senior Airman Marvin Calderon, and for this evening's music provided by the U.S. Air Force Band of the Golden West. Thank you once again to Luke Air Force Base Honor Guard for your professionalism and that precision in presenting our nation's colors. Let's give them all a round of applause. All right, good evening, maintainers. I said good evening, maintainers. All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, I'm Steve Marani, and maybe a couple of you know who I am. If you're one of the regulars at the DoD Maintenance Symposium, you may already know me from a couple previous years of being on this stage as the Undersecretary of War for Acquisition. But it is my pleasure to once again welcome you to your 2025 Secretary of War Maintenance Award Banquet and Ceremony. This is the 41st year of these distinguished awards, and we are going to whoop it up. So I want to hear you tonight. But, all right. So, as a tradition of this event, before we go any further with the festivities, we need to honor our missing and our fallen comrades who are among us tonight in spirit. We do this at every awards banquet. And we have set a place for them, and it's to the right of the stage. There are 6 hats representing the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, Coast Guard, and our civilian corps, and they will now be placed in positions at their table. Let's offer a moment of silence in honor and reflection for those who remain unaccounted for and for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom and liberty. A brief description of the Table of Honor is included in your banquet program. Tonight's award ceremony was established to recognize the best of the best in defense maintenance organizations. It is fitting that we have a number of distinguished guests among us to celebrate their accomplishments. They include leaders from the Office of the Secretary of War, the military services, defense agencies, as well as the defense and commercial industrial partners. Thank you all for your leadership, support, and attendance tonight, and for helping to make this event special for all our deserving award winners. In addition to our award winners, those that will be joining me on stage tonight include Ms. Lee Method, performing the duties of the Assistant Secretary of War for Sustainment, who will be presenting the awards tonight. Lieutenant General Mark Simmerly, Director of Defense Logistics Agency, this evening's keynote speaker. Lieutenant General Kenyon Bell, from the Air Force, Deputy Chief of Staff for Logistics, Engineering, and Force Protection. Major General Keith Reventlow, Commanding General, Marine Corps Logistics Command. Brigadier General Beth Bain, Commanding General, U.S. Tank, Automotive, and Armaments Command. Fan club. And Mr. Dave Menzen, Deputy Director, Logistics Division, OpNav, and 4L. Please join me in a round of applause for these senior leaders. And thank you for being here to celebrate with your soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and civilians. Tonight, we have the honor of presenting the Rear Admiral Grace M. Hopper Award for Software Maintenance Excellence, the Sustainment Training, Advice, and Assistance of Foreign Military Forces in the operational and ministerial categories, the Robert T. Mason Award for Depot-Level Excellence, the Secretary of War Field Level Maintenance Awards in the small, medium, and large group categories, and the Phoenix Award in recognition of the best field level maintenance operations in the entire Department of War. So before we begin our dinner, and I know I'm between you and eating, and that is dangerous, but I'd like to take a moment to introduce the award winners, and we're going to get to that. But if you've been to this ceremony in the past 5 years, you know it's all about making noise. This is not a church social event or a wake. This is about celebrating all the hard work, sweat, ingenuity, innovation to keep our weapons systems operating to support our warfighter. So, if you've been here before, you know sometimes I bring some friends with me, right? And I have my friend Stanley, who I'll bring out here in a moment, and Stanley and I met at Home Depot, of all places. But he's a maintainer at heart, and he's loud. So I said, come on. Well, this year he's like, hey, can I bring a friend? And I'm like, dude, I'm inviting you, and now you're inviting other people? That's kind of rude. He goes, no, you'll like him. He's louder than me. And I said, well, all right. So if you don't mind, I'd like to bring them out, introduce you to them, and then you tell me what you think. So, hey, Stanley and Cal, come on. Come on out. Hang on. What are you doing? All right. Okay. We're going to make some noise. Okay, for everybody, this is Stanley. And the reason I know it says Stanley right here. All right. So he's pretty loud. So he met a friend at of all places, Harbor Freight. Does anybody go there? I said, okay. So this is Cal, short for 50 Cal. All right, so I did the numbers and I looked who's here from the different organizations, and I know a couple of you need a little bit of help. So first, for the Air Force, where's the 4th Maintenance Group? I know they're here somewhere. All right, so Chief or Senior, come on up here. You all get Stanley. All right, and I know you know how to operate them. You'll figure it out. It's just one button. Okay, Army, where are you? 1st Air Defense Artillery Group. All right, so somebody from the 1st Air Defense Artillery Group, come on over. All right. And the reason I know this goes to you is because it says U.S. Army on it. Just remember where you got those, okay? And let's cheer loud for everybody, because everyone in this room is deserving. Every one of your teammates at your installations is deserving, and we want to recognize that hard work. So first, the winner of the Rear Admiral Grace M. Hopper Award for Software Maintenance Excellence, Combat Capabilities Development Command Armament Center. All right. We'll get louder. Yeah, so you can blow those horns for everybody. This is not reserved just for you. Okay, our sustainment, training, advice, and assistance of foreign military forces in the operational category. Security Assistance Group, Ukraine, J4. All right. Come on, somebody. Now I'm hearing you. Sustainment, training, advice, and assistance of foreign military forces in the ministerial category. 31st Maintenance Group Country Teams, Aviano Air Base. All right. The Robert T. Mason Depot Level Maintenance Awardee, the 553rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron F-16 Depot Maintenance, Ogden Air Logistics Complex. All right. Hey, I can't hear you in the back. DevCom, crank it up. Now for our 6 Field Level Maintenance Awardees. Helicopter C Combat Squadron 7. All right, party on. 860th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Travis Air Force Base. Forward Deployed Regional Maintenance Center, United States 5th and 6th Fleets. All right, I better hear some noise on this one. 1st Maintenance Battalion, 1st Marine Logistics Group. Marines come heavy. Yeah. 1st Battalion, 1st Air Defense Artillery Regiment. Let me hear it. All right. And the 4th Maintenance Group, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. All right, are you warmed up? Okay. You know what time it is now? Dinner time. I invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy each other's company, and enjoy your dinner. Thank you. I hope everybody enjoyed their meal as much as I did. I got to tell you, I don't think I need to eat for another probably 2 meals. That was not your typical rubber chicken. That was pretty fantastic. So I would ask that you join me in a round of applause for our facility staff for providing such a wonderful meal. And then I also want to thank our Air Force Band of the Golden West again for setting the mood. That was some concert quality music. Thank you again. We're going to figure out a way to have them back next year as well. All right, this evening we have the distinct honor of hearing from one of the finest military leaders in our nation, and I will tell you, one of the finest men I know as a friend. Lieutenant General Mark Simmerly leads a 25,000-member team of global expeditionary, military, and civilian employees and directs 9 supply chains supporting the U.S. military, as well as federal, state, local, and international partners. DLA provides food, medical material, uniforms, construction equipment, fuel, and most spare parts for major weapons systems. He oversees the National Defense Stockpile, an international network of 24 distribution centers, in the department's process for material divestiture. General Simmerly holds degrees from the University of Richmond, the National Defense University, and the United States Army Command and General Staff College. And he commanded the U.S. Army Combined Arms Support Command, the 19th Expeditionary Sustainment Command in South Korea, the 4th Sustainment Brigade at Fort Hood, and served as the J4 Director of Logistics at both Camp Humphreys, South Korea, and Kabul, Afghanistan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the DLA Director, Lieutenant General Mark Simmerly, to the stage.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. I tell you, Steve Morani is always a tough act to follow. And, coming out here, especially with the tone he set earlier in the evening, it feels sort of like a combination of Oscar night, a New Year's Eve celebration, and a Catalina wine festival. So it'll be hard for me to keep that momentum, but I do want to just check the room a little bit to see if we still have Stanley here. Okay, and where's Cal? Okay, all right, so they're at the ready. You might have cause to use them during my remarks tonight. So on behalf of the men and women of the Defense Logistics Agency, I'm truly honored to be with you as we celebrate the very best of our maintenance and sustainment enterprise. These awards reinforce a core truth about our national defense, that maintenance is a strategic enabler of military power. Thank you. Even without a cue, that was perfect. The national security strategy sets the strategic landscape for all of us, and its message is clear. The global security environment demands endurance, resilience, and world-class sustainment. Every challenge the NSS identifies, from pacing threats to global logistics, underscores the critical priority of the work you do each and every day. In every corner of the global landscape, the operating environment is shifting. Faster, more unpredictably, and with greater consequence than at any time in our memory. We're operating in a contested operating environment, a contested logistics environment, one where supply lines are targeted, data is disrupted, industrial capacity is strained, and every movement of material must be protected, dispersed, and resilient. The days of uncontested sustainment are over. The fight now extends all the way back to the factory floor. That's why readiness can't be built in isolation. It demands tight synchronization and interoperability across the entire sustainment enterprise, from DLA to the depots, program offices, industry, and every logistics entity that keeps the joint force in the fight. Your work, returning systems to service faster, extending the life of critical platforms, and closing readiness gaps before they become operational risks, is what gives commanders options. Your efforts ensure that every fighting platform that flies, sails, or drives into harm's way does so with lethal reliability. So it's a privilege to stand before you, the guardians of our nation's readiness. Tonight we honor the teams who make that readiness possible. So a warm welcome to all of our distinguished guests, partners across the Department of War and Industry, and most importantly, the extraordinary men and women who we honor here tonight. Now, before we get to these incredible awards, I'd like to share how DLA stands shoulder to shoulder with you in your readiness mission. Today's battle space has shifted the focus, posture, and strategy of the entire defense community. At DLA, our logistics must be as agile as the forces we support, and that requires constant innovation. One of our biggest steps that we took this past year was integrating DLA Land and Maritime and DLA Aviation to establish a new single Class 9 enterprise, DLA Weapons Support. We made this move to deliver faster, more reliable support through standardized, data-enabled processes across all of our operating sites. We also stood up key functions such as market intelligence and industrial base management so we can better anticipate challenges and protect the critical supply chains you rely upon. Delay weapons support now provides your program offices and sustainment commands a single voice for engagement, and it provides industry with one clear demand signal to plan and invest with confidence. This structure accelerates AI-enabled solutions, strengthens collaboration with service sustainment enterprises, and brings real-time data into daily decisions, raising productivity and spotting issues earlier. In short, this was a readiness investment designed to get the right part to the warfighter at the right time, every time. Now, all this work was done for one purpose, to empower you. And tonight, we have the privilege of recognizing those who exemplify that purpose at the highest level. Our awardees from various teams across the Department of War Maintenance Enterprise have distinguished themselves in many ways, running the gamut from being brilliant at the basics to innovating cutting-edge solutions. The bottom line is each one of our award-winning teams performed their missions extraordinarily well and set an inspiring example for all of us. Let's start with the Secretary of War Sustainment Training Advice and Assistance of Foreign Military Forces Award. There are 2 awards here, and the first is in the ministerial category. Do we have any airmen in the house? I got to try that one again. Do we have any airmen in the house? Okay. That sounds great. So the achievements of the 31st Maintenance Group country teams, Aviano Air Base, Italy, strengthened the backbone of our allied air power across Europe. The team elevated partner nation maintenance skills, accelerated the stand-up of new capabilities, and enabled seamless cooperation across multiple air forces, which directly improved the readiness and resilience of NATO's collective aviation enterprise. Their efforts not only enhanced day-to-day operational effectiveness, but also reinforced regional stability and the credibility of coalition air power. Let's go to the operational category of the same award. Do we have any soldiers present? That's a pretty silent crowd. Let's try it again. We have any soldiers? Okay. All right, the work of the Security Assistance Group Ukraine J4 fundamentally strengthened Ukraine's ability to sustain its own combat power. The team enabled Ukraine forces to rapidly expand and regenerate its fighting formations by orchestrating international maintenance support, establishing rigorous accountability for munitions, and equipping them with the technical knowledge needed to maintain a diverse fleet of donated systems. So let's move on to the Robert T. Mason Award for Depot Maintenance Excellence. And it's more great news for the airmen here tonight. The 573rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron's F-16 Depot team, Ogden Air Logistics Center, Utah, delivered transformational boosts to fighter readiness across the force. With improved processes, greater throughput, and sharply reduced downtime, the squadron ensured a steady flow of combat-ready aircraft to the warfighter. Their innovations strengthened the long-term viability of the F-16 fleet at a moment of unprecedented global demand. And now we turn to the Rear Admiral Grace M. Hopper Award for Software Maintenance Excellence, and once again, to the U.S. Army. The work of the Combat Capabilities Development Command, the Combat Capabilities Development Command Armament Center in Aberdeen Proving Ground, Maryland, has profoundly affected the Army's ability to field safe, reliable, and modernized weapons systems. The team sustained dozens of critical armament platforms, delivering high-quality software updates on time, even to systems deployed in active theaters. Their great work ensured warfighters had trustworthy, up-to-date capabilities when it mattered most. And so let's move to the field level awards. In the large unit category, we have 2 teams to highlight. The achievements of the 1st Battalion, 1st Air Defense Artillery Regiment, Kadena Air Base, Okinawa, Japan. Thank you, Cal. Significantly strengthened integrated air and missile defense across the Indo-PACOM and the Middle East. Their high readiness, real-time air defense actions, and swift deployment in challenging environments directly reinforce deterrence and showcase the reliability of U.S. and partner defense forces. Their ability to integrate seamlessly with regional partners and multinational forces elevated collective interoperability and ensured that forward deployed forces remained protected against evolving aerial threats. The second large team award goes to the 4th Maintenance Group, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, North Carolina, for delivering a decisive boost to combat power and global responsiveness. The group's ability to sustain a large F-15E fleet, generate combat-ready aircraft at scale, and rapidly deploy forces under crisis conditions ensured that U.S. and partner nations could counter complex missile and drone threats with speed and precision. Their innovations in repair processes, additive manufacturing, and munitions integration strengthened the long-term viability of the Strike Eagle enterprise while reducing maintenance burden across the fleet. And on to the medium category. We're the Marines. I thought I'd hear from them. The achievements of the 1st Maintenance Battalion, 1st Combat Readiness Regiment, Camp Pendleton, California, delivered a decisive lift to the readiness and operational capacity of the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force. By sustaining an enormous equipment portfolio at exceptionally high readiness levels, resolving thousands of maintenance actions, and applying advanced manufacturing to return grounded F-35s to service, the battalion ensured that Marine units remained fully capable and rapidly deployable. Their work strengthened the Corps' expeditionary posture across the Indo-Pacific. For the second award in the medium category, it's the Navy's turn. Okay, that sounded like a mini New Year's Eve celebration. The U.S. 5th and 6th Fleet Forward Deployed Regional Maintenance Center, Naples, Italy, played a critical role in sustaining naval combat power across 2 of the world's most strategically important theaters. The team delivered rapid, high-quality maintenance to deployed ships and Aegis ashore sites, often under combat conditions, ensuring that frontline naval forces remained fully mission-capable during prolonged, high-op-tempo operations. Their work strengthened fleet endurance and upheld the Navy's ability to project power across vast distances. In the small unit category, it's the Navy again. We have the Navy's Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 7, Naval Norfolk Station, Virginia. The Dusty Dogs performance delivered a critical boost to naval aviation readiness during one of the most demanding operational periods in recent history. With reliable aircraft, relentless sortie generation, and flawless execution of multi-mission tasking, the squadron kept the carrier strike group fully enabled for rescue, logistics, and maritime security throughout its deployments. And finally, we have the 860th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Travis Air Force Base, California. The team's achievements significantly enhanced global mobility and crisis response for the Joint Force. Their ability to keep a $3 billion fleet of C-17s mission ready enabled rapid humanitarian relief, strategic airlift, and high-priority national missions across multiple theaters. Their great work improved fleet safety, accelerated aircraft availability, and set new standards for maintenance innovation. So that's it for our award winners, and what an impressive list. Congratulations and well done. I'd also like to thank all of our other nominees, whether they received an award or not, and thanks to all the senior leaders for taking the time to recognize your people and to nominate them for their great work. So ladies and gentlemen, the warfighters we serve around the globe know how the maintenance and sustainment community brings effective and efficient solutions to the logistics challenges they face. That's a powerful testament to you, the maintainers. You're the heartbeat of military power. Your hands turn wrenches, your minds solve problems, and your dedication fuels the strength of the nation. Every mission that succeeds, every life that is protected, and every victory that is won carries your fingerprints. However, we all need to remember that complacency is the enemy of readiness. Our pursuit of excellence must be relentless. I challenge all of us to raise the bar even higher in the coming year. As you continue to push boundaries and raise the standard of excellence, know this: DLA will always be in the fight with you. We're committed to giving you the parts, the data, the tools, and the support you need to keep our forces ready today, tomorrow, and in every fight to come. To our honorees, I want you to know that we recognize and appreciate the positive impact you have made on the department and our nation. Congratulations again, and thank you for letting me celebrate excellence with you here tonight. Now, before I give up the mic, I know that we have one more award to announce tonight. It's the Cherished Phoenix Award, and it's the 41st night that we've presented this, 41st award. And I'm not really clear on the protocol, but as I was coming up here, somebody slipped me this envelope. And I think it's got the winning team here for the Phoenix Award. So, Steve, okay, I guess you really want this. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you, Steve. And I'm going to thank you for the opportunity to get up here and congratulate all of our awardees.
Are you done, Mark?
If you insist.
Well, you know what? The joke's on him because this one's empty. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
So you know how you know that General Mark similarly is a class act? Because his words were all about you and recognizing you. Because it's warfighter always, which is the DLA motto. So thank you, Mark, for being our keynote. Thank you for what you and your team do. And thank you for those insightful comments. All right, you had me, brother. You picked it up, took the bait, right on. But you know what now? Now it's time to recognize the best maintenance units within the department. Miss Lee Method, who is performing the duties of the Assistant Secretary of War for Sustainment, will present the award certificate signed by the Secretary of War. Please take your position on stage. All right. We will begin with the presentation of the Rear Admiral Grace M. Hopper Award for Software Maintenance Excellence. It recognizes a top organic software activity that through its mission accomplishments provided extraordinary software sustainment to programs and acquisition and to the operational force. It is named after Grace Hopper, a pioneer of computer programming who popularized the idea of machine-independent programming languages. For the Hopper Award presentation, I want to invite General Bain to the stage. Yes, but you are going to help present it. The winner of the Grace M. Hopper Award is the Combat Capabilities Development Command Armament Center Software Engineering Center.
Accepting the award are Mr. Chris Grisano, Miss Aisha Mims, Mr. Bhavanjot Singh. The Combat Capabilities Development Command Armament Center was designed as the Army's center of lethality for exceptional research, development, and engineering of solutions to arm those who defend the nation. The center provided software sustainment to over 40 armament, artillery, mortar, nuclear, biological, and chemical warming systems, and precision airdrop systems. The Software Engineering Center achieved a Capability Maturity Model Integration Level 5 rating and is the only U.S. government organization to be appraised at Maturity Level 5 a total of 6 times over 18 years.
Congratulations to the Combat Capabilities Development Command Armament Center. Well done. All right. The next awards to be presented tonight are the Sustainment Training, Advice, and Assistance of Foreign Military Forces. This award serves to honor exceptional achievement in enabling self-sustaining sustainment capabilities of foreign military forces. The United States holds training, advice, and assistance to foreign and developing countries' militaries as a critical instrument of our national security policy. These efforts advance our policy goals and those of international coalitions by influencing the development of host nation military capabilities, thereby strengthening international, regional, and international stability. This mission directly supports the National Defense Strategy's strategic approach of strengthening alliances and attracting new partners. The first award is the operational category and goes to the Security Assistance Group, Ukraine J4.
Accepting the award is Chief Warrant Officer 5, Jeff Johnson, and Chief Warrant Officer 3, Peter Gielan. Security Assistance Group Ukraine J4 is recognized for exceptionally meritorious achievement in operational level sustainment, advice, and assistance. They secured international maintenance support for 13,900 major weapons systems donated by coalition partners, which enabled Ukraine to stand up 14 combat brigades and reconstitute units degraded in combat. The team accounted for 18 million munitions items and translated 580 volumes of technical data, empowering Ukrainian forces to maintain their own equipment. Security Assistance Group Ukraine J4's extraordinary assistance of foreign military forces is a testament to the excellence established in the unit, and its actions are in keeping with the finest traditions of the United States Army and the Department of War.
Thank you, General Bain, and congratulations to the entire Ukraine Assistance Group. We will also present the Sustainment Training, Advice, and Assistance of Foreign Military Forces Award in the ministerial category. For the presentation of this award, I would like to invite General Bell to join us on stage. This year's ministerial award goes to the 31st Maintenance Group Country Teams.
Accepting the award are Colonel Anthony Bryant, Senior Master Sergeant Anthony Boone, and Senior Master Sergeant Kyle Case. The 31st Maintenance Group Country Teams established and cultivated peer-to-peer working relationships with regional allies and partners across Europe to build enduring, mutually beneficial relationships through technical exchanges. The country teams led immersion activities for the Slovak Air Force's arrival of its first F-16 Block 70 aircraft, integrated with Swiss maintainers for high-altitude combat search and rescue exercises. They provided critical C-17 aircraft servicing at Papa Air Base in Hungary and generated rescue sorties with Italian allies. The 31st Maintenance Group country team's ability to enhance interoperability and strengthen allied capabilities reflect great credit upon the United States Air Force and the Department of War.
Congratulations to the 31st Maintenance Group country teams. The next award to be presented is the Robert T. Mason Award for DoW Maintenance Excellence. The Mason Trophy was awarded for the first time in 2005. The purpose of this award is to recognize the department's most outstanding depot-level maintenance program. Bob Mason's work and his legacy live on today in our depots with the innovation and excellence that we recognize tonight. This year's award goes to the 573rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron's F-16 Depot Maintenance, Ogden Air Logistics Complex.
Accepting the award are Captain Cody Briggs, Mr. Stephen Winicki, and Mr. Jason Nagy. 573rd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron's F-16 Depot Team achieved the greatest turnaround in program history. Team members produced 222,000 maintenance man-hours across 37,000 operations, returning the highest number of F-16s in the last 3 years. They reduced unplanned carryovers from 22 to only 3 in fiscal year 25 and streamlined parts ordering by drastically reducing delivery times from 6 hours to only 12 minutes. Their efficiencies returned F-16s undergoing the Service Life Extension Program to field units an average of 249 days faster than ever. The professionalism and commitment to excellence demonstrated by the F-16 Depot Team reflect great credit upon themselves, the United States Air Force, and the Department of War.
Thank you, General Bell, and congratulations to the entire F-16 Depot Maintenance Team. Now let's move on to our Field Level Maintenance Awards. Tonight's ceremony culminates a year-long process for the 6 award-winning units. Their maintenance programs have been scrutinized by their chain of command and by their service headquarters before forwarding to the Office of the Secretary of War for final selection. Only the very best units were nominated to compete for these honors. The Secretary of War Maintenance Award Selection Board determined that these 6 units had the best field-level maintenance programs within the department. 6 winning units were selected in the small, medium, and large group categories. We'll start the presentations by recognizing the winning units from the Army. General Bain, would you please join us on stage again? The Army Secretary Award Field Level Maintenance Award winner for 2025 is 1st Battalion, 1st Air Defense Artillery Regiment.
Accepting the award are Lieutenant Colonel Tarek Jones, Chief Warrant Officer 3 Binyam Mengistu, Chief Warrant Officer 2 William Nikoloff, and Chief Warrant Officer 2 Jared Lester. The 1st Battalion, 1st Air Defense Artillery Regiment demonstrated they are first among equals through excellence in maintenance. The Snake Eyes are the only expeditionary Patriot battalion within the Indo-Pacific Command, and they achieved a 98% readiness rate to posture it as the best among 15 U.S. Patriot battalions. The battalion deployed to Bahrain for Operation Spartan Shield and maintained the highest state of air defense readiness, executed multiple Patriot reloads, and deterred adversary aerial attacks. The unit also conducted an expeditionary warfighting rehearsal in the Philippines, where it fostered interoperability with 16,000 coalition forces. The 1st Battalion's accomplishments reflect great credit upon the United States Army and the Department of War.
Thank you, General Bain, and congratulations to the 1st Battalion Snake Eyes. We will continue by recognizing the winning units from the Marine Corps. General Revenlow, would you please join us on stage? The Marine Corps Secretary Award Field Level Maintenance Award winner for 2025 is 1st Maintenance Battalion, 1st Marine Logistics Group.
Accepting the award are Lieutenant Colonel Zachary Pagan, Sergeant Major Gregory Race, Corporal Terza Smith, and Corporal Dakota Martin. The 1st Maintenance Battalion's steely resolve provided high-quality overflow and intermediate maintenance support to 47,000 Marines assigned to 1 Marine Expeditionary Force. The battalion maintained 480,000 principal end items with a material readiness of 95%, closed 18,000 intermediate maintenance service requests, and completed 10,000 secondary reparable exchanges for a savings of $120 million. As the Maintenance Center for Excellence, the unit hosted courses to train 100 Marines in advanced troubleshooting and repair to sharpen maintenance capabilities in expeditionary environments. The 1st Maintenance Battalion's actions are in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps and the Department of War.
Thank you, General Reverend Lowe, and congratulations to the 1st Maintenance Battalion. We will now recognize the Secretary Award Field Level Maintenance Award winners from the United States Navy. Mr. Dave Menzent, would you please join us on the stage? Oh, what was that? The Navy's first winner of the 2025 Secretary Award Field Level Maintenance Awards is Forward Deployed Regional Maintenance Center for the United States 5th and 6th Fleets.
Accepting the award are Captain Molly Biley, Yeoman First Class Lejean Gardner, and Petty Officer First Class Dominic Linicki. The Forward Deployed Regional Maintenance Center demonstrated extraordinary achievement at the tip of the spear by providing maintenance for surface ships and Aegis ashore sites in 5th and 6th Fleets, spanning 25 million square miles in 3 continents. The unit executed 6 Chief of Naval Operations availabilities, 20 continuous maintenance availabilities, 44 voyage repair availabilities, 10,500 fleet technical assists, and resolved 3,300 casualty reports. The team drove 0 days of maintenance delay for its assigned ships and provided critical maintenance for 32 deployed ships with a 96% increase in intermediate level work. The Regional Maintenance Center's professionalism is in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Navy and the Department of War.
Congratulations to the Forward Deployed Regional Maintenance Center. The 2nd Navy Field Level Award winner is Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 7.
Accepting the award are Commander Amanda McNally, Petty Officer First Class Douglas Hokinson, and Petty Officer Second Class Jesse Tashara. The Dusty Dogs of Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 7 proved to be world famous through a historic deployment aboard the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. 7 days after Hamas attacked Israel, the squadron deployed MH-60 helicopters for combat, search and rescue, fleet support, surface warfare, and maritime interdiction. They excelled with an 80% mission-capable rate and flew 2,000 combat hours with a 97% sortie completion rate. The unit completed 29,000 maintenance actions, 15 phase inspections, 640 technical inspections, and incorporated 190 technical directives. The unwavering dedication of Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 7 was in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Navy and the Department of War.
Thank you, Mr. Mintz, and congratulations to the Helicopter C Combat Squadron 7. Take your time. We will now recognize the winners from the United States Air Force. General Bell, please join us on stage. You are a handsome and powerful man. The Air Force's first winner of the 2025 Secretary of War Field Level Maintenance Awards is 4th Maintenance Group, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
Accepting this award are Colonel Richard Boatman, Chief Master Sergeant Brian Murphy, and Mr. Corey Harlan. The 4th Maintenance Group demonstrated that they are 4th but first through superior maintenance on 94 F-15E Strike Eagles. The unit deployed 12 aircraft and 180 personnel for a rapid response to 300 Iranian ballistic missiles and drones. Their deployment contributed to 70 air-to-air kills during the first 24 hours in theater. The Air Force Repair Enhancement Program managed 6 contracts worth $292 million and enabled the creation of the F-15's first ever 3D fabricated part. The munitions maintainers worked with the Navy on a groundbreaking AIM-9X and AIM-120 interoperability test, proving FA-18 compatibility. The 4th Maintenance Group's commitment to excellence reflects great credit upon the United States Air Force and the Department of War.
Congratulations to the 4th Maintenance Group. The 2nd Air Force Field Level Award winner is the 860th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Travis Air Force Base.
Accepting the award are First Lieutenant Taylor Daly, Staff Sergeant Seth Rifkin, and Airman First Class Austin Jones. The 860th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron Beekeepers distinguished itself as the premier C-17 squadron through exemplary sustainment of 13 aircraft valued at $3 billion. The unit executed 45,000 maintenance actions supporting joint, NATO, and combatant command operations across 5 continents, including 340 presidential support missions. In response to the Israel-Hamas conflict, the unit repositioned assets across the European Command and delivered the first C-17 humanitarian airdrop into Gaza, providing 28,000 meals, 34,000 bottles of water, and 92,000 pounds of aid. The pride, character, and competence demonstrated by the airmen of the 860th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron reflect great credit upon the United States Air Force and the Department of War.
Thank you, General Bell, and congratulations to the 860th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, you have now seen and heard about the 6 winners of this year's Field Level Maintenance Awards. From these, the selection board had the difficult task of choosing the best of the best, the recipient of the Phoenix Award. Tonight, as you've heard, marks the 41st time the Phoenix Award will be presented. The Phoenix is the highest award within the Department of War for field level maintenance. I think you heard all of the accomplishments, not only of our field level maintainers, our security assistants, our depot level maintenance, and appreciate the amount of work that goes on each and every day to sustain these weapon systems to protect our nation and others. Before I reveal the 2025 Phoenix Award winner, I want to highlight that in addition to bearing a nameplate identifying the winner, an emblem of the winning unit will be affixed directly to the Phoenix Trophy next to the seal of the Department of War, replacing last year's winner. The seal of this year's winner will remain on the trophy until being replaced by next year's winner. This is what it's all about. May I have the board's Phoenix selection, please? Don't stop. And now, the best of the best. The 2025 Phoenix Award winner is, hoorah, 1st Maintenance Battalion, 1st Maintenance Logistics Group. Hoorah! Congratulations to the 1st Maintenance Battalion, 1st Marine Logistics Group. General Reventlow and Petty Officer 2nd Class Jess Tashira, representing the USS Macon Island, would you please join us on the stage by the Phoenix Trophy? General Reventlow, would you please remove the USS Macon Island emblem from the trophy, entrust it to Petty Officer Teixeira, and place the 1st Maintenance Battalion seal on the Phoenix Trophy? General Reventlow, would you like to make some comments?
Hoorah! Hoorah! So they told me I got 30 minutes. I'm going to take 30 seconds. Congratulations, 1st Maintenance Battalion. Well done. You truly are the best of the best. Hoorah!
Thank you, General Reverend Lowe, and congratulations once again to the 1st Maintenance Battalion. Outstanding. Thank you, Ms. Method, for presenting the awards. What a night! How about one more round of applause for all our winners? And finally, to the many who have worked hard to make this symposium, banquet, and ceremony a very special and memorable event, we owe you our tremendous thanks. A round of applause for all those who put this on. So one last thing, we have a departing gift for everyone. Our award winners' accomplishments are captured in a ceremony brochure. These brochures honor the 10 Maintenance Award winning units and summarize their outstanding accomplishments and contributions to our national defense. I would ask you, as you depart tonight, please be sure to pick one of these up as you exit the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 2025 Secretary of War Maintenance Awards ceremony.
Thank you all for attending. Thank you for what you do each and every day to secure our nation. Please be safe as you depart tonight and as you return home. Thank you, and we hope to see you again next year.